Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode of Ball Talk with me, Lewis Bryon. And today I'm once again joined by content creator Noah Jones. Noah, how are you, mate?
I'm back. I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yes, I'm all good. So, listen, we'll do the preview. A preview of Arsenal Bournemouth on the weekend.
Beautiful.
Okay. I think it's an early kickoff, isn't it?
12:30 at the Emirates. Before we do jump into it, how are you feeling about the title race right now?
About the title race.
Yes, the whole title race.
Yeah, about the title race. Listen, I'm confident in Arsenal in terms of winning our games. I'm actually quite confident, but I'm also confident in City winning their games. So it's one of them. Like, we're not playing bad. I'm not concerned about our performances, but I just don't see City dropping any points. Frustratingly. What about
you? That's the annoying thing, isn't it? That we look great, but so do they. And then, are we just going to cancel each other out and keep winning our games? I don't know. There's a slight optimism in me that thinks a dirty Wolves game or a horrible little Fulham scrappy draw could happen, but who knows? That's like you say, we got to focus on ourselves, and that starts with Bournemouth. Now you're sat there with a Bournemouth top behind you. Talk to me about that, mate.
No, listen, Anton Semenyo, he's a friend of mine, so I know him, and we're actually doing a giveaway on this podcast for a match-worn shirt. So it's just the timing of that being in the background, and we've actually started to play. We've obviously got Bournemouth coming up, Arsenal. So yeah, bad timing, but
tough timing. He's a baller though, isn't he? Bournemouth, Arsenal, 12:30 on Saturday at the Emirates. How you feeling?
You know what? I'm confident in the game. I do think though it's going to be a harder game than what people are thinking. I can actually see it being our hardest game out of the three. I can see it being harder than United, even though we are away to Old Trafford and we're home this weekend. I don't know. They've been on great form. I heard someone say if the league started in November, Bournemouth would be fifth.
Yeah.
So that just shows the form they're on at the moment, doesn't it?
It's crazy. Iraola is doing an unbelievable job, and I saw that stat this morning. Was ready to bring it up. Their first, I think it was something silly like their first 10 games, they had 8 points, 7 points, something really low, and then since November 1st, they'd be fifth. That is insane.
Mental, isn't it? That is crazy. And I know personally in their camp, in their training ground, that they've had the last few months, their mind has been top 10. Like they're really pushing for it, top half of the table. And now they're 10th, I think. And they could even, I don't know if they can squeeze into any of the Europe positions. I'm not too sure, but they're still playing for something.
100%. And you can see that when they play. I think when you think Bournemouth, you go straight to, and this is no disrespect to Bournemouth, they're okay. They're going to sit back. They're going to take it on and hopefully get a 1-0 header. Do you know what I mean? But when you watch them play this season, that is so far from the truth.
It is, mate. Yeah, they're exciting to watch, aren't they? They're just high energy. Like, I think he just tells his players to don't hold anything back, give everything, and then if you need to come off early, we'll take you off. It's not like there's no conserving energy with their team.
You can see that Spanish influence in it. The Spanish managers are just tearing up the league at the minute, and you can see what he's taken to Bournemouth. Wild.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is mad. It is mad. The Spanish managers always got that. Seem like they've got the extra bit of passion about them, or they show 100%. The passion.
100%. And you saw it against. It was a good few weeks ago, but Bournemouth Man United 2-2. I think it was. I watched it. It was another early kickoff, I believe, and what a game it was! And the intensity they played at and you look at it as Bournemouth. They're in 10th. They've got Man United. Tough game, but the energy they came with was like they were fighting for a Champions League spot, or it was an FA Cup final. And Man United seemed to be a bit taken aback by it, a bit blown away. And I really hope that doesn't happen to us on Saturday. How do you see the game going?
I see them getting chances. I do think they'll get chances, but I mean, they've got 14. I think they've had 14 shots each their last two games. So 14 against Brighton, they scored 3, and then 14 against Villa, I think it was, they scored 1. So they'll get chances, not as many as that, but I think they're going to have to be more. They're going to have to be more ruthless. They're going to have to be more clinical to score against us, I think, because they won't get as many as many chances as 14 shots on target with our defence. I don't think.
Not at the Emirates either.
No, I think we'll. I think it will be won and lost probably in midfield and maybe our left back position. Obviously, Semenyo's been playing well. He's back from injury. He's like their right winger. Our left back is probably the weakest out the back four.
Mm-hmm.
So I see us. Obviously, we're at home. I can see us dominating possession, but I can also see them getting chances. What about you?
Yeah, it's as you said at the start. It's nowhere near going to be it's only Bournemouth. It's not going to be that game anymore. I don't think they play in that way. And when you're fighting for the title, the pressure, whether the players want to say they feel it or not, is going to be huge. And so the game's got so much riding on it. It's not a middle of the season. I think we beat them 5-1, 5-0, 5-1 was it? And Havertz scored the penalty. It's nowhere near that. It's nowhere near that game. They're going to come with intensity. They're going to want to beat Arsenal at home. You mentioned the left back slot. Now, we've obviously been slightly lacking there all season. We bought in Yuri and Timber last summer transfer window. He looked unbelievable, did his ACL. He might be back. I've seen rumours that he wants to be fit for Bournemouth. He's played 2 under-21 games now, scored an absolute worldie in one of them. Would you put him in?
You can't. You just can't at this stage of the season. I don't think there's any point. It's more if you can bring him off the bench at some point where it's not going to be too risky. I maybe would in one of these last 3 games if he's fit, of course. But to chuck him in to start where these games have so much riding on them, and I do think I think although it's our weakest position, I'd still be happy with Tomiyasu there.
Yeah,
when they've got a strong threat in that position, attackingly the other team. So, yeah, I'd probably stick Tomiyasu in at left back.
Yeah, 100%. He's Arteta said once he's the best one-on-one defender we've got at the club, didn't he? And like you say, they're going to attack. It's not going to be a 90% possession game for Arsenal. Dominic Solanke, what a season he's having!
I know he's been on fire, isn't he? He's been on absolute fire. I don't think he'll be their biggest threat though.
Interesting.
Yeah, because our centre backs are obviously they've been so good all season. The back four has really, the back three, and then the left back's been chopping and changing. But then on the other side of that, he's not one of them that he can nick a goal sort of like off the back of you. You know, he's not one of them that you think you're dealing with him, and then all of a sudden, wow, he scored. You know what I mean? So he might be. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. But I think their main threat will be the wings.
Yeah, because they play, which I was surprised about again, quite an aggressive press.
Yeah,
and I can't say I've watched every single Bournemouth game this season, but when I have watched it, like I just said against Man United, it shocked me and it shocked them. Will Arteta be ready for it? Is this going to be a game where he knows what's going to happen and he's going to nullify it? Or do you think there are moments that we could get taken by surprise?
It's a tricky one. I think there are moments where we could get taken by surprise, definitely. But I also think because they do listen, their away form's not been amazing. They're definitely a lot stronger at home,
true.
And also they've conceded a decent amount of goals. I think they conceded 60 goals ish. So with both of that, I think we will score. I think we'll score 2 or 3 at least. So if we do get taken by surprise, I can't see him scoring more than 1 goal.
Really?
Yeah, I just can't see it more than 1. Really, I can't see him getting that many chances, and they need to be more clinical than there have been in previous games.
Definitely, and although you have to give them mad props and mad respect, and we've bigged them up massively, it is still a game we should be winning. And at this end of the season, if you're not beating Bournemouth, and again, no disrespect to Bournemouth at all, I don't think you deserve to win the Premier League.
No, I agree completely. Especially when there's this much riding on it. Like you got to be putting these teams away if you want to be the best in the league. 100%.
Do you think we've got rid of the bottling mentality now? So last season, Bournemouth were a sticky game. They scored in like 9 seconds, didn't they? Do you think that mentality is gone and we will put this away, or do you think nerves will show?
No, we're past that now. I think I generally think
agree.
like if we do end up losing the game, it won't be because the occasion or the nerves got the better of us. It will just be either some poor individual performances or something along them lines. We had the perfect opportunity to be the bottlers against Tottenham when we went 3-0 up and then they scored 2 goals and we got to hold on. But everyone showed the character, and Arsenal showed they're serious now. They are serious.
God, I'm so glad we beat them.
Yeah.
So happy with that. It's one of them, innit? Just to link back to the Tottenham game. Online, I've been arguing with many people on TikTok this week. Tottenham fans saying how lucky we got. Yeah, exactly. How lucky we got, how they outplayed us. I think Arteta got it tactically spot on. Tottenham are going to play a press and a high line, right? So weather the storm and then beat them on the counter, which is, for the second goal, exactly what we did. So they might have had more possession, but I don't think a team that controls the game is always the best team. It's the team that gets it right tactically. And I think Arteta got it spot on. And I'm confident that he'll do it again this against Bournemouth. Do you think if it's anything but a win, title race is over?
Yeah, no. We've got to win the rest of our games now. It's and if we do get a draw and we ended up winning the title, it would be a serious slip up from City, wouldn't it?
100%.
Because with the games they've got as well, so it needs to be a win for us. But just touching on the bottling thing, we also had the perfect opportunity to become the bottlers again once we'd lost 2 in a row. We'd lost the Bayern game and the Villa game, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we come back. I'm not sure what was the game after that. Was it Chelsea?
It was Wolves before that.
Wolves, yeah. And we beat Wolves and then we put 5 past Chelsea. So, yeah, just to touch on that again, I think we've 100% put that to bed, even with the like rival fans as well. I think they realise now, not just within the Arsenal camp, but elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I 100% after that Villa game and the Bayern game was like, we're going to now draw to Wolves, draw to Chelsea, like we did last season. But I think I even said it on the pod that we did. But to see us not do that, Wolves game was great. Chelsea game was obviously unbelievable. The Tottenham game would be, like you say, it was set up 3-0 up in the first half. It was set up to be a horrible 3-3 end of season draw, but we did it. And I look at the games we've got left, the form Man United are in. Even though it's at Old Trafford, I know we should beat them. Everton are probably safe now. I don't know if they are 100%.
Yeah, I think they're everything would have to go wrong and the other way they're safe.
So we've got more to play for than them. And I know Bournemouth are fighting for Europe, but this is a good season for them. So if they end up 10th, they can walk away from that like, great, we can build on that. So, bottling is done, hopefully. This is going to get clipped and we might regret that. As it comes to Saturday, does the team pick itself for you?
I would, going off the Tottenham game, I'd actually change because Trossard started, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. He did.
But he didn't look him. He lost the ball a lot for me, Trossard, when he was on it. He was quite careless with it, taking too many touches in our third.
Mm-hmm.
I say it picks itself with Tomiyasu at left back.
Mm-hmm.
The other one in question, obviously left wing, I'd probably start Martinelli, and then the holding midfielder is the only one that I might rotate.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Who would you go with in holding midfield?
It's tough when it's this type of game because I've been leaning towards Partey for the last few games. But I wonder if this is a game where you need a calm, almost slow foot on the ball, like Jorginho. But then it does mean that Rice has to do more defensive work. So I don't know. Every game, this is the kind of one position that I'm always a bit like, I'm not 100%, but whatever he does, I don't mind it. Unless he chucked like El Neni in there, then I'd be a bit like, right, why are we doing that? I don't know. Do you know what? I don't think I'd change it at all.
Really?
I think I'd keep the same team that's been playing the past few games and just see what happens. Because like we always say on here, bringing Jesus and Martinelli on against tired legs is never a bad thing.
No.
Although Trossard didn't have his best game, like I say, against Tottenham, when we're on the front foot, which I think we will be against Bournemouth, that's when he thrives. So I don't think I'm changing it. I think I'm keeping Tomiyasu, Partey, Trossard, and I think the rest of the team picks itself.
Yeah. Yeah, the only shout I could see for maybe Jorginho coming in is I think Bournemouth normally play with two main midfielders really.
Okay.
And I feel like if we have a lot of possession, for me personally, I prefer Jorginho in possession of the ball. And if we're going to, I think dominating the midfield will be key, especially if they've only got two. So maybe Jorginho will go in there. And yeah, I don't know, it could be quite end-to-end though. So then you might want Partey, who's a bit more physical. It is a tough one. I can see it going both ways. Who do I think he'll pick? I think he'll pick Jorginho. I think he'll change it. Yeah, I think he will. Which I'd be literally, like you said, I'd be happy with either. But if I had to pick, I'd pick Jorginho.
It's interesting you say that because I've not really thought about the way they play, and you're absolutely right. And if we're playing halfway line most of the game, you don't need Partey there, do you? You need someone to pick up the ball and just dish it out. Jorginho's not that player to take people on. But if we're playing a game where we've got 60, 70% possession, you don't need that kind of player. So, yeah, maybe you're absolutely right. Jorginho might be the one to bring in for this.
Yeah, and I don't think Solanke's a striker. I think they play that. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Unal or something. He sort of plays it in and around with him. I don't think you really need crazy protection for the centre halves with them. I think Jorginho will be able to do that enough. So, yeah, listen, I'd be happy either way with him. Like I said, be happy either way.
I think this point of the season, we wouldn't be disappointed with much, would we? Look, I think even if he put in Zinchenko, which the fans have had a bit to say about recently, I wouldn't be that mad. I might live to regret saying that as well.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
Really?
There's something about him that just like I wouldn't pick him for most of the games of the season now. I'd maybe the odd, like maybe Everton, something like that. I might pick him for.
Are you selling him in the summer?
I mean, I'm not. Timber back, maybe. It depends. I just don't. For what he gives us going forward is great. When the team's just constantly like you said, when they're camped in their own box for 80, 90 minutes, then I don't mind. But I just think he's a liability on the ball in our own half. When
they do counter well, you are right.
When we're against any sort of half decent aggressive press, I'd just prefer the other options we got.
Yeah, I don't. Do you know what? I don't hate that at all. I wouldn't hate Martinelli on the left. I wouldn't. Again, I wouldn't even hate if he. But I don't think this is a game for Jesus up top. I think you need against a team like Bournemouth, who are quite robust, but do letting goals. You need a bit of a nuisance. You need a bit of a bully up top, and I think Havertz does that perfectly. I'll give you Jorginho. I might stick with Trossard though. I really like how he's playing at the minute. I know again he didn't have his best game against Tottenham, but no one really put their foot on the ball and dealt with it. Do you know what I mean? We played the game on the counter and out of possession. So I think take Jorginho, but I fancy Trossard again. Yeah. He just loves scoring as well, mate. He loves to score.
He's just a goal. Yeah, he loves it, doesn't he?
He is.
He'll get a goal. He'll get two on the weekend, and then to be fair, there was a lot of people that were quite sloppy on the ball early on against Spurs, so it weren't just 100%. Him. So it's not like I weren't digging him out. Trossard, I'd be happy with Trossard, of course.
Yeah, me too. And let's just jump over quickly to Man City. They have got Wolves at 5:30 on Saturday, so a few hours after us. We can put the pressure on with a win, of course. Where do you see that game going?
Is it at Man City?
That is a great question. I do not know.
To be honest, it doesn't actually matter because I think it's curtains for Wolves.
Do you?
Yeah, they just... Listen, City did have chances against them with Forest, which it seems like most games they're having chances against them now. But they still got the win. Like, they still get it over the line. The chances they get, they're clinical. And with Wolves, I know they're missing quite a lot of players at the moment. They've not been on great form.
Yeah.
Where are they? They're safe, aren't they? Then it's not like they're nowhere near that. They're so like, it's just City are really playing for something. Wolves aren't, and yeah, I can't see it going any other way than a decent amount of goals going past them.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I keep looking at the fixtures they've got left and thinking like, where can they slip up? And I thought Wolves at the start, and then we played them, and I don't think we looked amazing. And it was like, right, they're not giving anything here. Against Forest, City weren't great at all, and Forest did not take their chances. If they come up against a team that can put them away, I think they can punish them. That might be the Fulham game. We don't know, but so you think it's an Arsenal win and it's a Man City win, and nothing changes again?
Yeah, but listen, like you said, they had chances. City had chances against them with Forest, and Chris Wood just couldn't put it away. Whereas if Wolves could put it away, I still think, like, let's say they get a goal or two, I just think that will switch City on, and because of the quality that Wolves don't have at the moment, City will just like switch into gear, and then they'll put 2 or 3 past them. Like, I just can't see any other result.
Yeah.
City win.
I can get on board with that. That's fine. We know they're going to win some games, aren't we? Right. Let's finish this with the all-important... I don't think we've got one right so far in terms of scoreline.
Have we not?
Give me your prediction, Arsenal-Bournemouth.
Oh, I had 2 in mind. So I've either gone... I'm thinking flirting between 3-0 and 3-1. It just depends sort of how clinical I think they're going to be, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So I want to go with...
I mean, I'll take either, by the way.
Yeah. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with 3-1. I think we'll concede. I'm going to go with 3-1 to Arsenal.
Don't mind that. I'm going to go 4-1.
4-1, yeah? Putting goals past them.
Exactly. I think we will concede. And I'm risking that shout because Bournemouth are good, as we say. But with the mentality we've got at the minute, how we're playing, especially at home, I see us kind of battering everyone we play, but probably still not winning it. But you've got to give yourself a good account. And I think, we'll put a few past them. We'll get all excited for the Man City Wolves game. Man City will beat Wolves 4-0, and it'll be like, right, whatever.
Just be on repeat for the next 2 weeks, won't it?
Exactly. Arsenal Bournemouth, 12:30 Saturday, 3-1 or 4-1. We would love.
Yeah.
I am still getting a bit nervous. Goal scorers. Oh, I'm going Havertz brace. I'm going Declan Rice.
Yes, I like that. I love it.
I'm going Gabriel header. Why not?
Yeah, Gabriel header. Nice.
Yeah, why not?
To be fair, I'm going to go. I think Havertz scores. Trossard, I'll go, and Odegaard. Give them 3 goals.
Nice. So that'll be another shout for Saka going missing in a big game.
Oh God, here we go.
We don't need that.
Listen, he produced in the big game, didn't he? So
exactly. Look, we need this win. I think we can get it. My fingers are crossed, and I'm sure we'll talk next week whether we win or we lose.
Yeah, we'll catch up then. Yeah.
Nice one, mate. Always a pleasure.
Nice one, mate. See ya.
Thanks a lot, bud.